Hi, Cleveland County. Happy New Year. We're in the throes of January with sun shining. I have no coat on, just my sleeves. What wonderful weather we're having from here. Let me introduce to you, excuse me, I'm Deborah Blanton. I'm the host of the show. We've done over 80 shows. We're out on YouTube. Go watch us. This is Marilyn Nikita. And she is from North Dakota, and we struck up a kinship because I'm from South Dakota. So, Marilyn, and you are a duck farmer. That's what we're highlighting today: are ducks and duck eggs. We're not eating the ducks yet. We hadn't even talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
But duck eggs, they're big and they're delicious. And as you know, they have nutritional value from Nancy's conversation, which will happen pretty soon. And so tell us about ducks, Marilyn.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. So we have a breed of duck called Muscovy duck, and they're known for being silent. And that was actually one of the things that drew us to them, because we live in a neighborhood, so we didn't really want loud ducks, because ducks can be pretty loud. So Muscovy ducks are known actually for their meat. They have one of the highest meat contents out of all the ducks.
Oh, so we are talking.
Yeah, so we could maybe talk about that as well. So
yeah.
That was actually one of the main reasons we got the ducks, was actually for the meat. And another side purpose is also eggs as well. So
well, and of course that's what drew me to Marilyn, was because she has duck eggs at the farmer's market, and I bought one and I scrambled it, and one duck egg was at least 2 chicken eggs worth. So
yeah, so duck eggs are a little bit rarer. And excuse the roosters. Duck eggs.
She also raises chickens.
We also raise chickens. So duck eggs are a little bit rarer than chicken eggs. There's several reasons for that. Obviously, traditionally, people mainly eat chicken eggs. But one of the biggest reasons is ducks aren't as prolific layers as chickens are. You know, a chicken, maybe you're going to get 5 eggs a week from one hen. Whereas ducks don't necessarily lay every day. You may only get, this particular breed, the Muscovy ducks, are typically known for laying about 120 to 150 eggs a year per female.
That's 120.
Yeah, about 120
Whoa.
to 150 eggs per year.
Yes.
And that's it. So if you think about that, 365 days out of the year. So you're not going to get obviously as many eggs from a duck. So that's why they're not as readily available. Also, there isn't necessarily the market for them, because a lot of people don't know about them. And later on we'll talk more about the benefits of eggs, as far as the duck eggs, you know, what they're good for, how they taste and whatnot. Obviously duck eggs are larger because ducks are bigger.
Right,
so
right. Well, that makes sense.
They're about 30, maybe a third bigger than a chicken egg. It kind of depends also on the breed of the duck.
Tell us about the egg when it comes out of either a chicken or a duck.
Okay.
There is a protective coating around the egg. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
It's also
it's called like the bloom.
Right.
And it just keeps the egg, I guess it's like a porous, the eggs are sort of, what do you say, they're porous?
They're porous.
Right.
The shell
is porous. So it just keeps the inner yolk protected. For duck eggs, there's more yolk and less
albumin.
Right, less of the white part, what we call, like the white of the egg.
Right.
It's mainly just yolk. So that's why they're really considered great for baking, because the yolk makes baked goods rise more. So it adds a fluffier texture. So from what I've heard from chefs or bakers, they like to use duck eggs. They actually prefer using duck eggs for baking, if that makes sense, because the eggs have a higher because they have that higher fat content, and there's more yolk. They're a lot richer in flavor, and they make the baked goods fluffier. So they're also really good for like you're doing homemade mayonnaise or what's the other one? Oh, aiolis, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Duck eggs are better to use for those types of ingredients.
Right. But and one thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that any egg, chicken or duck,
yes.
comes out of the female,
Okay, right.
the hen,
The hen.
with a coating on it.
Okay.
And that coating allows the egg to stay out at room temperature
Okay. That's a good point.
for months.
Right.
But once that coating is gone, then you have to start refrigerating the eggs.
That's a good point. Yeah. Also, refrigeration also just in general will prolong the life of the egg, as it does with most other veggies and meats and whatnot. Most of the egg, obviously the eggs before I sell them, I wash them, and that will get rid of a little bit of that protective coating. So that's why we recommend refrigerating your eggs when you pick them up from the farmer's market.
Right. Or from the grocery store.
Or from the grocery store, obviously. Yeah. Because I personally keep my eggs at room temperature. I just keep them on my counter because they haven't been washed. And before I use them, I wash them, and then
they're good to go.
Yeah, they're good to go.
But we also have to point out to our viewers that you are at the farmer's market.
Okay.
And currently you are selling duck eggs.
Yeah, we're currently at the Foothills Farmers Market here in Shelby. It's on winter hours right now from 9 to noon every Saturday, and we have duck eggs. Right now we're the only vendor there with duck eggs. And we'll have them as long as they lay. As I noted earlier, ducks aren't necessarily reliable layers. So right now I have my females. I have 6 female hens. Female ducks are called hens. Male ducks are called drakes. So I have 1 male drake, and then I've got 6 hens. And as they lay, we'll bring the eggs to the farmer's market as they're available.
But you also, the name of your farm is?
Our farm is, my name is Marilyn, and the name of my farm is Old Highway 20.
And there's a story with that, so you can talk to her at the farmer's market about the story.
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, thank you for this, Marilyn.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for
coming.
You're welcome. We've never done duck eggs, so go by the farmer's market. She's there with a duck egg.
I would tell anybody that's interested in getting broadcasting that this is a really exciting field to be in. The possibilities are endless, and every day is different. There's always something new. You're always on your toes. I think the good thing about a school like Cleveland Community College is they're really good at keeping up with the latest technologies. My experience with the broadcasting program has been everything and more. I've hosted a television show here. I've done radio shows, I've made my own commercials, all kinds of exciting things, digital animation, and I've never thought I'd have a career in news that I enjoy. It's just really exciting to have a career where you're in control of what 2 million people in the area are watching every night. It's really exciting and enriching and fulfilling work. It doesn't feel like a job. I mean, I get to hang around all day and make television. I mean, just listen to that.
Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
This week I am an old team running the second. And to my right...
Is this a European version of the show?
What just happened?
I have no idea.
On the right show?
I have no idea.
It's great to be here.
Yes, it is. We've got Temptation Eyes, Tim Foster.
Chanel 19.
Yeah, the Tim approved.
If you want to smell like Tim Foster.
Tim endorsed.
Yeah.
I like it. And for those of you that do not speak Tunisian, welcome to Meet Me.
Do we want to do that again?
The movies.
Welcome back, Cleveland County. We were out in the field just a few minutes ago, and now we're in this sitting room. What a lovely place this is, Nancy.
It is beautiful.
And I'm with Nancy Abasi-Acom, and we're going to talk about duck eggs. Nancy really had to do a little research on that. Have you ever eaten a duck egg?
No, I haven't.
Well,
So I'm
Nancy,
looking forward to that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make
Exactly.
it my business to do that.
Good. Well, what about the nutritional value of a duck egg that's about this size?
Right. Duck eggs are larger, typically larger than chicken eggs, but they have the same same nutritional value, but because they are larger, they are more nutrient dense.
Okay.
Gram for gram. I mean, you would expect the size to give you more,
Right.
but also just ounce for ounce. They are more nutritionally dense.
Okay.
A little more protein, more omega-3 fatty acids.
Good.
They have they're excellent sources of the B vitamins in the yolk, which is larger
Yes, the yolk is
Than-
larger in a duck
than
egg than
a
a
duck
chicken
egg.
egg.
Chicken egg, and you're getting more of those nutrients there.
Okay.
More choline. So just everything, there's a little bit more of it.
Okay.
Calories as
Right.
well.
Right.
hmm
Now, tell us about the shell of a duck egg. So when you all out there are cracking open your duck eggs, you will already know it's going to be a little more difficult.
Right. Yes, it is a thicker shell, and also the membrane under the shell is thicker.
Oh, okay.
So it is harder to crack. And you know, like often for a chicken egg, you can just tap it on the counter or the side of a bowl or something like that.
Right.
But here, if you are using the counter, you'll have to use more force, or you might take the back edge of a knife
Yes.
and just strike it. Now, if you strike at the top portion instead of in the center, then you
and now,
won't.
does it have two tops, or is there a bottom end and a top end?
Well, you have a smaller end like you do on a chicken egg.
Right.
So if you crack at the top smaller end,
Okay.
then you are less likely to break the yolk
Oh.
while you're striking.
Oh, that's good
And cracking.
information.
Yes. And just like with chicken eggs, of course, after you handle eggs, you will wash your hands with warm soapy water, just like you do, again, anytime you've handled raw products like eggs of any type. And the danger possibly with eggs could be salmonella. Food
Exactly.
poisoning. So with that,
But now, if you cook it
cook it thoroughly.
thoroughly,
thoroughly.
you kill the salmonella, right?
Yes.
Okay, well that's
And of course,
good.
that's why we don't eat the batter. We're not going to taste the cookie dough or the cake batter and those sorts
Nancy,
of things.
what fun is that?
Right.
I know.
So, and I'm sure, you know, as we talk with our chef, there'll be some other tips and hacks,
Right.
you know, that
right,
Tommy
right.
will be able to share with us as well.
Right. I think two, well anyway, I can think of one right now. The eggs, either a duck egg or a chicken egg or probably any other egg, once they come out of the back end of a chicken or a duck, they're coated in a substance that preserves that egg so that you can set it out on your kitchen counter for weeks and it will be good.
Yes, and that's called the bloom or cuticle. It might be
Okay.
called a cuticle
Okay.
or bloom that
Okay.
is on the egg, and it is a protective membrane
Yes.
then that covers that egg shell,
Right.
the shell of the egg. If you don't wash it, you can store it on the counter.
Right.
Now, if you want to prolong the life, and that would be for a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks or something like that on the counter. If you want to have the eggs longer, or you're getting an abundance of eggs, you can refrigerate them.
Okay.
You can refrigerate them,
Okay.
and it will extend the shelf life
Okay.
to a few months
Oh.
from a few
With
weeks.
with the cuticle on.
Right, you don't have
With
to
the
wash
cuticle
them.
on.
And of course, you would store those closed container And just like with any other eggs, you're storing them away from your prepared foods.
Yes, yes,
So
of
if
course.
you put them in the drawer or wherever you in your egg carton, then you would keep those away from your other prepared foods, but also then washing your hands and the counter
Right.
when you've handled them.
Right, because of salmonella.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that can be transferred to anything that you eat.
Yes, and of course salmonella could be from other foods, not
Sure.
just eggs.
Oh, sure, of course.
So, and we've heard of outbreaks, from other raw products, even flour, which we
Right.
don't think of as a raw product.
Oh, yes.
But as we're learning more, and food safety, of course, is always paramount, something that we need to keep in mind. And we will have this information in a fact sheet on our website.
That's on your website, right. I also want to, you weren't with us when we filmed The Farmer, but I wanted to tell you that Marilyn has taken her backyard, and they live in a housing development, and they have a free-range chicken area out where the ducks and the chickens are. But then Marilyn also raises turnips, I think, and she had tomatoes this year and cabbage. But she has taken her backyard, and I want people to know that you can grow tomatoes in your backyard. You can grow like cucumbers. You can put up like a little lattice, which I did. I had 6 different kinds of cucumbers on 2 lattices that were adjacent. I tied them together, and the cucumbers crawled all over them. And I had cucumbers all summer.
What a delight.
It is.
Nothing better than fresh vegetables.
Exactly. So, folks, please, now is the time you can start planting. Now is the time you can go get your seeds and start your little seedlings in your house. And then be prepared when it's warm enough to set things out. All doable.
And one more thing about seeds.
Yes.
We are fortunate to have 2 seed libraries.
Oh.
Cleveland County Library has a seed library. You can buy seeds for, you can not buy, you can check out seeds for free.
Oh,
And Mooney Memorial Library also has
in
a
Long
seed
Bay.
library.
Oh, no, in Kings Mountain.
In Kings Mountain.
Kings
right.
Mountain.
And if
the
you
library here get seeds.
yes.
Okay. All right, well, now's the time we need to stop. Thank you for watching. We've got the chef behind me talking. He can't be quiet. So Tommy, you'll be on in a minute. We're gonna see how he makes a pie.
Listen up. Do you have a passion for cooking? A desire to learn more about the craft of professional food preparation? If so, now's a great time to check out Cleveland Community College's brand new Culinary Arts Academy. This exciting 3-month program offers hands-on training for jobs in the food service industry. Across the nation, food service is one of the fastest growing industries. With your training at CCC's Culinary Arts Academy, you can compete for jobs in hotels, restaurants, conference centers, cruise ships, and other settings. Enroll in CCC's program and you'll gain in-depth training in food procedures, preparation, and commercial kitchen operations. Plus, the program includes a special add-on. You'll get your certificate in cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR training. You can earn good money too. Depending on where you work, starting salaries range from $20,000 to $50,000. In just 12 weeks, you can be well on your way to gaining the know-how to handle food safely, properly, as a true professional. Now ask yourself, are you ready to start your journey today at CCC?
Cleveland Community College has identified strengthening online learning as the topic for its quality enhancement plan. We're calling it SOUL. SOUL's 5-year implementation plan is focused on continuous improvement of online courses and promoting student success. We're excited for you to take this journey with us.
folks, we're in Tommy Green's kitchen, and Tommy Green is really my go-to chef. He's had 2 shoulder replacements, and we kind of gave him a reprieve. Of course, COVID added to that. But anyway, we're here to cook with duck eggs, remember. So, plus I have to tell you, this is your French kitchen. I call it the French kitchen in Shelby.
Right.
All right, so what are we making today, Tommy?
Okay, I'm going to do a lemon chest pie. Normally, the lemon chest pie that I do, I use chicken eggs, and I use 4 eggs. But with the duck eggs, I only have to use 2. And other than that, it's made exactly the way my lemon chest pie is made with chicken eggs.
And we spell chess, C-H-E-S-S?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, and the first thing I need to do is get the dough in the pan,
and this is packaged dough.
Yes.
You could make your own pie crust. My daughter makes her own pie crust and loves to do that, but I'm all for opening up a box and unrolling this, and it seems to go easier. But now you're folding that under.
Mm-hmm.
You're folding the outer crust under this.
Yes.
And tell me why you're doing that.
It'll make it thicker, and then I'll come back and
will you
groove
flute it? Groove it.
Yeah.
Flute it's what I
Right.
call it. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I've never seen anybody do that, Tommy. So please take notes here. This looks great. So, did you have difficulty in cracking the egg?
No, I didn't. They are harder to crack than chicken eggs.
Right.
But
you were prepared.
Yes, I was.
Well, that's good. That's good. You all are prepared too. When you get your duck eggs, just a sounder click. All right, that looks good, Tommy. Good. And by the way, he's a perfectionist. If you haven't noticed this, his kitchen looks like a perfectionist's kitchen too. So okay, that's probably good enough, Tommy. This doesn't have to be so good. He can't do it. He can't do it. Speed's the name of the game here, Tommy.
Yeah. Oh, it won't take long after I get this.
All right. Well, that's good. You're fluting it.
Yeah.
See, I was not even paying attention. So we're continuing to flute to make it look lovely. Look at that. It's perfect.
Okay, then.
All right. Now
the next thing is I have the 2 eggs, and I've already slightly beaten them.
Okay.
And in that, I'll put a 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice.
Okay.
And a 1/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream.
Heavy whipping cream.
Right.
Unwhipped.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, that looks good. Looks good.
Then I have 1 1/2 cups of sugar and a tablespoon of yellow cornmeal and a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. And I mix that
in with your sugar.
with the sugar.
In with your sugar. Okay.
Mix dry ingredients.
Okay. And then you need a spoon for that.
I've got a fork
Here
right
we go.
here.
Or a fork. Either one works. I think I prefer a fork to mix up dry ingredients.
Yeah.
I sound like a cook, don't I? All right. Well, that looks good. So we've got in there sugar, flour,
and cornmeal.
And cornmeal. Cornmeal.
Yellow
Is
cornmeal.
that where the chess comes in? With the cornmeal?
Well, how the name chess came along.
Yes.
So you put the dry ingredients, the sugar, flour, and cornmeal.
In the 2 duck eggs.
In the 2 duck eggs, lemon juice, and the heavy whipping cream.
Right.
And then I zest.
Now zesting, yes.
We do the zest of 1 lemon.
Okay.
And mix it in.
And this is a zester tool,
Yes.
which is a grater type
Right.
thing. And you told me we can zest limes and we can zest oranges.
Right.
Oranges. So okay.
And you mix all that real well.
Okay. And the whisk, you use the whisk a lot, right?
I do.
I would think so. And any reason why?
Well, it's a lot easier than using a fork.
Okay. Oh, just because it's bigger maybe and you
Yes.
can throw things around. Okay,
Right.
I got it. All right,
Then-
so pour all that into our pie crust. And by the way, Tommy, are you still baking pies for the public?
I am.
Okay, how can people access your food?
You can go to Tom's Bakery. That's TOMSBAKERY
Okay, why?
.net.
Okay.
And the meals and also the pies are on there.
And by meals, you cook for people
Yes,
and
do.
put the food in a container.
yes.
And then they pick it up and then they put it in the oven and cook it. Is that right?
I cook it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
But then, depending upon when they're going to use it, they may have to refrigerate it and then get it out and reheat it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I cook it myself.
Okay, well, there you go.
And then you,
For those of us that find it difficult sometimes to cook, Tom's
Bakery.net.
Bakery.net. Good. Record that.
Then you
Now,
put-
what is this?
This is nutmeg that you put on
Okay.
top. And,
And that's to make it pretty, right?
well, and it adds some flavor to it too.
Oh, sure enough. Okay.
And then it goes into the oven at 350 for 45 to 50 minutes.
Okay. We won't be eating this one, but he's got another one. All right. Good. All right. And here we've got it right here.
This is one that I baked earlier.
Right. Oh, and it's lovely.
And this is the way I
In other words,
package them.
if people bought a pie from you, it would come in this
Yes, it'd
lovely
come in this.
container.
And a chess pie, because it has 1.5 cups of sugar, and you don't have to refrigerate it.
Oh, okay.
I've left them in a container like this. I call this a clamshell,
Right.
plastic clamshell, and I've left them on my countertop for 10 days. As long as I keep it in here, it won't dry out.
Gotcha. All righty. Well, woohoo, it's a pretty good deal. All righty.
So that is it.
Okay. Well, why don't you get your knife and we'll serve. And as a chef and someone who loves food and presents food, he has all this set up for us. So I'm sorry you can't enjoy it, but we're going to. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you've recorded the recipe. This looks like real easy, right? And especially with that duck egg. Don't forget, Maryland's at the farmer's market on Saturday from 8 until, or 9, is it 9? 9 until 12 through the winter months, January, February, probably March. Take care.